Like one of the cool things that you showed in one of your videos, which shows the similarities between the construction methods of ancient Japan and Peru and Egypt, is that so many of these stones, they're like these odd shapes that like jigsaw puzzles, and they're fit in perfectly.
Polygonal. Yeah, they fit in. Oh, don't worry, that's just a coincidence. These polygonal walls that are found in multiple continents around the world. The fact that there's pyramids in 5 continents around the world. They say it's a coincidence. This is a natural progression of civilization, that a pyramid's like, oh, come on, kids with blocks will make a pyramid.
Makes sense, which is why we make them today.
Right, but if you look at comparisons of the Indonesia pyramids and the ones in Central America and Mexico, like they have similarities of like the strip steps that go up the middle of it. I use the analogy of like skyscrapers, that we have skyscrapers in any major city around the world, and they're all the same based on that, you have steel and concrete and glass, but they're all different. You'd have a different architect here, and they look a little different, but it's still the same thing. But is it really feasible to say, or is it a coincidence that they just happen to start building pyramids on multiple continents around the world, or these polygonal walls that are, whether it's from Peru, Egypt, places in Italy, Greece. There's a pyramid in Greece. I don't know if you saw that in the video.
Yeah, let's pull up your video. Tell Jamie what that video is, just so we can see some of the images that compare these polygonal walls. Yeah. If I was Elon Musk, you know what I would do? I'd hire someone to make a pyramid. I'm like, let me see if you can do
Build one. Yeah.
Who's the best motherfuckers around?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw $1 billion at this project. I bought Twitter for 44.
Might as well put $1 billion into it.
Let's make me a pyramid, bitch.
It's got to do it. It's got to make it as accurate as the.
Or I want my fucking money back. Shit better line up.
Yep. I think it'd be a wonderful. By the way, that Joe tweeted it this morning, so it'll be the first one they tweeted. Makes it easy to find.
I was tweeting it when I was watching. I was like, people need to watch this. This is nuts.
I appreciate that. And what was I going to say? I had something.
South American polygonal walls. There as well. I mean, it's literally the most difficult way to do it. That's the crazy thing. Is like this is not how you solve the building a wall problem. Like if you say they got to it by different, just independently, like making these complex polygonal walls, that's not how you solve that problem.
Is there any speculation to what the advantage of polygonal walls would
be?
Well, they say that it's definitely true. Like, so yes, you don't have a single line of vector of force, so it won't tip over. But this is where I get crazy about things like the Giza Plateau. You have both. You have polygonal walls that are made like that at Giza from the 4th dynasty. And then you also have much more regular construction from smaller limestone blocks, also at the 4th dynasty, that at Giza, that are still standing. It's like they've all been through earthquakes. Both types are still here. I mean, it's difficult to say that, they just made it that way to make it earthquake-proof. I'm like, half that's just here is still standing up. Like, it went through earthquakes. It's fine.
So here you see one from Egypt, one from, go back? One from Mexico
Cambodia.
And one from Cambodia. And what is the explanation for the ones in Cambodia? Do they know who built those and why?
That's a good question. I'd have to refresh my notes on that.
They go more modern, ancient cultures, I guess. Nothing vast.
They're like 1,500 years old. They're not supposed to be 4,500 years old or something like that. And the reason why this is significant is because if the Great Pyramid is 4,500 years old, my argument is that there are connections across the oceans that are not supposed to exist.
Right.
Because according to everything, they're adamant. It wasn't until Christopher Columbus, 1492, sailed the ocean blue. But yet there's evidence that goes back more than 1,000 years prior that suggests...
Just press play, Jamie. Just press play so we can see some of these images, because they go pretty rapid fire, and it's really, really well done, this video. And I'm glad that you gave credit to all the people that helped you out in that too.
Yeah, there's the polygonal walls. There's this nub phenomena. There's these similarities across numerous continents.
Yeah, it's really wild stuff, because it's so obvious that somehow or another these people had to be in communication with each other, or sharing information, or had carried information from other places.
Right. You know what? This is the same video that has the Egypt-Japan sarcophagus similarity.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's earlier in the video or later in the video, but if you skip around, look at that. That's
and what part of Greece is that?
It's not Athens. I'd have to double check. I made this video like 3 years ago, so I'd have to double check. I haven't looked at this in a while, to be honest with you.
Well, there's also the weirdness of the Acropolis and the Parthenon, right? Like that the Acropolis was built on the Parthenon, but like what? Who built that?
Yeah.
They don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Reminds me
Look at that fucking
That's Sacsayhuaman. Yeah, this is Peru. That's in the streets of Cusco.
Is it really Sacsayhuaman? That sounds like a hot chick.
Sexy woman. Sacsayhuaman. Yeah, it's
Italy. Look at, they have them in Italy too. Wow.
Yep, these polygonal walls, you can find them in Japan,
Easter
Peru.
Island.
Yeah, Easter Island.
And who do they think built these in Italy?
a lot of it's attributed to the Romans in the same way that, you know, Baalbek is all attributed to the Romans,
right?
Which doesn't make any sense. Like, not the foundation of it, the giant
trilithon
stuff.
stones.
Yeah,
Incredible.
trilithon stones.
Yeah,
Incredible.
900 tons.
Yeah, 3 of them 900 tons each, and then
Look at that. It's just so strange because it's such a strange way of constructing things, and yet it exists all over the world.
Right. It's actually the most difficult way to construct something.
It is.
And we're looking at this after thousands of years.
Right.
Who knows how many earthquakes, weather erosion.
Look how good the Peru one is, though. That's amazing.
Some of the details in these are astonishing. These little tiny notches, but it's just matched throughout. It's matched on all the sides of the stone, and it's not just surface level either. It goes all the way through the mating surfaces of the stones. This is the Valley Temple in Egypt.
God, it's so wild.
That's the Assyrian. I can just tell by like.
Look at the
stones I
Japan
know
one. Now, most people aren't even aware of this one from Japan.
Yeah.
And like, when do they date these Japanese structures?
I'd have to double check. I know they're accredited to be in some castle by some guy. I'd have to double check, but I'm going to go ahead and guess 1,000 to 1,500 years.
Go back just a little bit, Jamie.
But I think they're probably older.
The Japan one, not this one. Right there. Bam, stop. Look at the size of that one stone.
Yeah, probably 500 tons, I bet. 400 probably.
Holy shit.
Yeah, around there.
Just eyeballing it. I've been doing this long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that gentleman who's standing there.
Depends how deep it is, I guess. But yeah, it's,
and imagine
it's a giant piece of stone.
Him pushing that thing.
Logs and
All
olive
together
oil.
now, lift it up.
Fucking put that. It's above the other ones.
Yeah.
Right? It's not even the one that's on the bottom.
Yeah. It's
How?
Let's see that sarcophagus compared to the one in Egypt. I'm not sure what part
Look
of the
at
video.
the one above it and to the right.
Oh, yeah.
God. Oh, I should use this. Look at that one there.
Yeah.
That one and that one. Immense. I mean, just so incredible.